Testing, testing, testing.
Alarm hits hard, pitch black sky, coffee in a travel mug, steam in my eyes, gear bag mountain by the front door. We're road-worn warriors rolling once more.
Frost on the windshield, breath like smoke, GPS glowing, half awake, half joke.
We ride at dawn for the little kings.
Tiny blades on frozen rings.
We're tired, we're hoarse, but we still sing.
This is our battle cry.
We drive all night through the yawns and snow.
Face paint smiles in the pale ice glow.
For every board they crash, we roar, let's go. This is our battle cry.
Backseat helmets, clattering drums, half-zip jackets, cold bare thumbs. Snack bar tickets crinkled in my hand. I'm queen of the bleachers in this metal stand. Sun breaks slowly through the glass, warm on my knuckles as the minutes pass.
We ride at dawn for the little queens.
Ponytails under battered screens.
We're tired, we're broke, chasing crazy dreams. Whoa!
This is our battle cry.
We drive all night through the yawns and ice.
Jersey hugs, win or loss, that's twice.
For every
cry.
We drive all night just to watch them skate.
Slam the glass when they chase that break.
If love's a storm, let the bleachers shake. Hey!
This is our battle cry. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
This is our battle cry. Alarm hits hard, pitch black sky, coffee in a travel mug, steam in my eyes, gear bag mountain by the front door. We're road-worn warriors rolling once more.
Frost on the windshield, breath like smoke. GPS glowing, half awake, half joke.
We ride at dawn for the little kings.
Tiny blades on frozen rings.
We're tired, we're hoarse, but we still sing.
This is our battle cry.
We drive all night through the yawns and snow.
Face paint smiles in the pale ice glow.
For every board they crash, we roar, let's go.
This is our battle cry. Backseat helmets, clattering drums. Half-zip jackets, cold bare thumbs. Snack bar tickets crinkled in my hand. I'm queen of the bleachers in this metal stand. Sun breaks slowly through the glass. Warm on my knuckles as the minutes pass.
We ride at dawn for the little queens.
Ponytails under battered screens.
We're tired, we're broke, chasing crazy dreams. Whoa!
This is our battle cry.
We drive all night through the yawns and ice.
Jersey hugs, win or loss, that's twice.
For every shot they take, we pay the price. Whoa!
This is our battle cry. Skates on steel, hearts on fire.
Hear our names in the rafters higher.
5 a.m., still we rise.
Who are we?
Hockey tribe,
Who are we?
hockey tribe.
We ride at dawn, yeah, we'll never stop.
Thermos raised in the parking lot.
For every slip, every sprint, every shot. Hey!
This is our battle cry.
We drive all night just to watch them skate.
Slam the glass when they chase that break.
If love's a storm, let the bleachers shake. Hey!
This is our battle cry. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. This is our battle cry.
All right, good. Is it late morning or is it early afternoon? Good early afternoon, folks. So we're almost at 12:30, so that is early afternoon. So good afternoon. We are here back at the Super Rink in Blaine, Minnesota for the third place game played between the two teams we had yesterday, the Skate to Excellence white team and the 605 Bandits. Warm-ups are currently going on. I know we started the stream a little early. We jumped the gun. Sometimes that happens, but at least we got everything up and running so far. Thanks for joining us. We'll be ready to get the game going in just a minute after the warm-ups and pucks get picked up, and then we'll be ready to get this show on the road. This is the third place game. So the winner takes third place in this. Same two teams as the game last night. So it should be pretty spirited. Don't go anywhere. We got some hockey to be played, but I'm going to go ahead and mute it for right now because the rink music's playing, and I got dinged last night for that game just because I had the mic going for a little too long and picked up some of the other music that was in the rink. Anyway, we'll be back shortly. All right, if you're just now joining us, you missed the song that was playing at the beginning of while we were waiting for everybody to take the ice, called Battle Bus, one put together by me. It is an AI-generated song, but it turned out pretty good, I thought. And we are ready to get going on this game. Both refs out here. Both teams take the ice. And we have Hunter Nelson and can't see who the right winger is. Up forward, won by STE, number 21 with it. Hounded by Nelson, I believe that was. That was Pesca on the right wing. Harris gets it and chips that down low off the backboards. Batted over to Pesca, doesn't make it to her. Back over to the far side to Harris. Harris with it, trying to skate down, gets stood up. And Nelson comes in, steals the puck, hands it off to Harris. Out to the point to Pesca. Shot blocked by number 25. That one's got to sting just a little bit, but that was a great block. Picked up by Pesca. Pesca leaves it for Birch. Birch with it. Off the skate of one of the STE players. Picked up by Pesca and lobbed in. That is going no icing there. STE picks it up, backhands it up the far boards, and chips it out. Birch right there to try and keep that one in. Up to Marvisi. She's not able to handle that. That was just out of reach, and that's going to be an icing call on the Bandits. Face-off down in the Bandits zone just to the right of Mariah Lincoln, the goaltender for the Bandits. And hopefully the audio's not too loud for you. If it is, let me know in the chat, and I can turn the mic down a little bit. But we are ready to go. Marvisi with a great block, but not able to keep control of the puck and get it out. Pfeiffer battling for it in the near side boards. Picked up by 19, McCormack. Shot towards the net. Good stick to side by Lincoln. Marvisi battling for it now. Off the back boards, STE comes away with it. Centers that one, but not able to get control of it was number 24 for STE. Picked up by Birch over to Marvisi. Marvisi with it. She backhands it over to the near side, picked up by Peterson. Peterson loses a handle on it. Black with it now. Rimmed it around over to Marvisi. Marvisi with lots of time gets it up to Birch. Off of her stick and down. STE gets control of it now. And off the stick at 20. It did not go off of her stick, but it is down in the Bandit zone on an icing call, so we get another stoppage of play. Face-off down to the right of number 35 for STE. And we have face-off, not won by anybody in particular, but Wearspan comes away with it. Nice little pass from Wearspan over to Rigolizzo. And Rigolizzo with a little backhander the goalie kept out. STE gets the puck out of their own zone. Rigolizzo down on her knees. Shot towards the net, redirected wide. Wearspan first to it. Mackenzie Peterson not able to keep control of it. Brought out to the front of the net. Shot off of body in front. Ends up wide of the net. Mackenzie Peterson not able to get to it. Berg battling for it down below the goal line, taken by STE. They pull it off the boards. In comes Harris. Harris loses a handle on it. STE gets it back. Little centering pass that ends up out of the zone. Chased down by number 20. Over to the far boards. 21 gets it and chips that up and out. Batted at. And that's Callie Beam battling for it. Picked up by Nelson. Nelson takes it in, tries to get to the front of the net. Had three players on her. Not able to do a whole lot with it. Beam comes in, takes that one. Beam looks feisty today. Nelson blew a tire off of a really quick turn. Little shove down to number 34 by Nelson. Picked up by Pesca. Quick change of direction. Up to Honor. Loses it. Shot way up over the net. Picked up by Beam. Beam bats that one up and out of the zone past Nelson. Picked up by STE. Over to 34. Backhanded up to 25. She gets that one in. Shot towards the net. Redirected wide by Lincoln. Picked up by Birch. Birch is hounded. She tries to get it up. Ends up stalling out on the half wall. 19 and Pesca are battling for it down low. Ends up rolling up the half wall. Back up to the point. Number 3 with it. Shot, block, kicked at, and batted up. And not out by Honor. She did manage to get it out on a second attempt, though. Birch now with it. This game's a little feistier than the one yesterday. Peterson with it. Up and out as Nelson just clears that out of the zone. STE goes and resets in the neutral zone. Brought in by Pfeiffer, but she rolls off of her stick and she's not able to get it deep. Picked up by 2. Number 2 carries it in. Hounded by Marvisi. Marvisi just takes that puck cleanly, and we have an offsides call as Marvisi jumped the gun after making that pass. Thanks again for joining us on the broadcast today. We are getting really close to hitting that. We're getting really close to hitting that 800 mark for subscribers. I think last I checked, we're at 14 to go till we hit that 800 mark. So please like and subscribe. That helps us. Marvisi chips it up and does knock it out. Marvisi gets around. One of the STE players is hounded. Marvisi ends up going down. Good play by the STE player to keep from drawing the penalty there. Black chips it down below the goal line. Marvisi goes for a change. I hope that's not because her stick's broke. That's a brand new stick. I hope that's not because it's broke. That's for those that are wondering, that's my daughter, and I just bought her a brand new stick. So I hope it's not broke. They're just too expensive nowadays. Face-off in the Bandit zone, won by STE towards the net. Batted around, knocked out of harm's way. I believe that was Beam that did that. Shot towards the net. STE picks it up down below the goal line. Quick change of direction. Back out front. Back below the goal line again. Beam comes in and just battling. Mackenzie Peterson has her pocket picked. Ends up going down. And again, this game all around is just feistier. Rigolizzo's like, you're not getting around me, shoving 16 into the boards. Good body positioning there on that one. And that puck stalled out right at the half wall. Finally gets it away. Knocked away by Wurspan. Wurspan carries it in. Oh, a little move, and she lost a handle on the puck. Rigolizzo comes in, using her body, keep it out of harm's way. Honor brings it in after a nice pass by Rigolizzo, but she's not able to pull the trigger. One of the STE players got in the way there. Centering pass to Peterson. Peterson doesn't normally move in and be that aggressive on those types of plays, but that was a good one for her. Pops up out of the zone. Birch picks it up. She's looking to hand it off as STE was doing a change right now. Over to Pesca. Pesca not able to handle that one. Kept in by Honor, thrown back down the boards to Pesca. Pesca with it down below the goal line. Pesca gets pinned up against the boards. Honor comes in to help out. And Birch bounces it off the back boards. Down to Pesca. Pesca there. Throwing it all the way over to the far side. Shot and a save on Nelson. And we got a check there on Nelson as she used her body to get in the way. Nelson likes to throw that body around, and she did it just then. All right, face-off down in the Bandits zone. 6:42 left in the first period. Bandits are on a penalty kill for the next 2 minutes. And we have goose eggs on the board. Rimmed around, up, not out as Shade throws that one back down into the Bandits zone. Pfeiffer gets to it and is battling for it right at the half wall. Knocked down, brought off the half wall by Shea. She skates to the front. Shot, save, and number 21 picks it up. Off the stick of Marvisi. Marvisi is getting in the way a lot with that stick. And STE back up through the neutral zone, looking to carry it in. Number 21 carries it in, looking to hand that off over to the far side. Shot, blocker saved by Lincoln, picked up by number 25. Back to the point, over to 21 on the near side, shot wide of the net, picked up by 25 and knocked out of harm's way. Marvisi throws it all the way down, goes for a change. 59 seconds left in the the STE power play. Harris trying to get a handle on it. Black's knocked away from the puck. Picked up by number 21 on the far side. She just lobs that in. Rims all the way around. Black chasing that one down. She's going to win the race to it. Thrown behind the net to Harris. Harris rimmed it around all the way over to the far side. Picked off right at the blue line and carried down deep over to the near side corner. Thrown back down below the goal line to 32. Up off the half wall. To the point, shot redirected right up front, but Lincoln got enough on it to keep it out and chipped up and out by Harris. Wearspan racing for it and kicked at up to number 6 over to the far side. And Nelson's out of the box. Bandits are at full strength. Honor with it now. Up to Nelson. To Honor. Nelson lost a handle, and STE manages to keep it in the zone. Pesca picks it up on the near side half wall, but it has number 20 on her. Picked up by number 16. She spins away from Nelson at the half wall, knocked away by Lincoln off the bad angle shot. Back to the point, shot towards the net. Honor with a good kick save, not letting that get towards the net. Beam throws that down low and looking to chase it down. Pesca over to Nelson. Nelson gets bumped. And the puck ends up on the near side corner. Picked up by Honor and chipped down low. Nelson battling for it now. Nelson tries to come out of the corner with it. Had it knocked off her stick. Brought up by number 13, and she throws that one in. Pesca with it. Long pass up to Nelson. That one's picked off, though. And Birch throws it up, and no icing there. Long pass. Picked off by Birch. Enough to keep it from going down into the Bandit zone initially. Berg with it now behind the net. Quick change of direction. She's got a couple of the STE players on her. Picked up by number 2. Shot blocked. Another shot. Kick save by Lincoln over to the far corner. Birch with it now. Tries to get it up to Rigolizzo. They do not connect. Ends up back down in the Bandit zone. Off the back boards. And backhanded over to the near side. Birch battling for it, and STE touches it. That's going to be a penalty. Probably for a body check. I believe that's Wearspan that got the worst of that. She got hammered up against the boards. Hopefully she's okay. They're calling the coach out. We're going to take a quick vocal break. I'll let you know as I know more. All right, she's up on her own, but is being escorted off the ice. I don't think we'll see her for the remainder of that game. They're calling that a 2-minute penalty for roughing. I don't know if 2 minutes, that should have been at least a check from behind. So it's it should be a 2 and a 10. But the refs are going to call what the refs are going to call. They don't listen to me up here unless I'm wearing my stripes down on the ice with them. Over to Pesca. Pesca with it. Tried to hit Nelson on the far side, and that one's picked off, chipped down into the Bandits zone. Left for Harris. Harris with it now. Takes it behind the net. Quick change of direction. Hits Honor. Honor with it. Up to Pesca. Pesca carries that one in or chases it down. Gets bumped up against the boards. Back to the top of the slot and thrown all the way back down into the Bandit zone by STE. Harris picks it back up again off the boards. And not centered. Honor has to chase that one down in the Bandit zone again. And off the side of the net, STE number 13 picks it up. Tried to get it over to 6 right in the slot. STE shorthanded. Trying to kill the penalty. Nelson gets it up and out, and no, he didn't. They were calling an icing on it. And Black with it. And chipped in by Black. STE chases that one down deep in their own zone. And 36 seconds left on the power play for the Bandits. Birch with it. Left for Black. Pfeiffer gets it into the zone. Nice little move by her, but picked up by STE. And Marvisi now with it. Carried it in. Marvisi had it knocked away from her. Pfeiffer got to it. Pfeiffer battling for it. Comes off the boards with it. Back to Berg. Over to Black. And Black was right in the slot all alone. She missed that one. Not by much, though. And thrown back down into the Bandit zone. Picked up by Birch. Time is winding down. 3, 2, 1. That's going to do it for the end of the first period. Goose eggs on the board. Neither team getting a shot behind the goaltenders. So we're going to take a quick vocal break. We will be back shortly with the start of the third period. Had a couple penalties, but no scoring to report. We'll be back in just a bit. All right, back for the second period. Bandits win that face-off. Shea picks it up over to the far side. Knocked away by Beam. Good stick. Beam with it. And then it rolls off of her stick, chipped back down into the Bandit zone. Harris gathers it up and is looking to hand it off. Harris with a stoppage of play, gets it up to Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo gets bumped back to Harris. Off the back wall over to Birch. Birch with it, tried to hit Beam. It's a race for the puck. Number 25 for STE will get a hold of that one. Knocked in by Peterson. Rigolizzo with it. Rigolizzo pulls it behind the net over to Pesca. Pesca with it, walks out to the front. Pesca had it knocked away from her. Honor in to help out. Gives it off to Pesca. Pesca skates to the center. Off of the goaltender, up into the slot and out of the zone. Took a weird balance. I couldn't tell if that went off the boards or the stanchion, but ends up back in the Bandit zone. Long pass up to Nelson. Nelson not able to get to it. She gets bumped off the puck, thrown down deep. Number 21 with it. Chipped off the far boards. And Berg now there. She had it knocked away from her. Nelson picked it up. Over to Honor. Honor with it. Honor shot towards the net. Covered up by the goaltender, number 35, and we get a stoppage of play at the 13:24 mark of the second period. Thanks again for joining us. We are live in Blaine, Minnesota at the Super Rink. And this is the final game of the weekend. This is the third place game. Both of these two teams played yesterday, and the Bandits walked away with that win. And chipped in by STE down into the Bandits zone. Mariah Lincoln comes out and stops the puck behind the net, but number 13 for STE beat everybody to the puck. Back to the point, McCormick with it, and chipped down low by number 20. Stolen by 32 right in the top of the slot. Berg hounds her back to the point and chipped back down low. Berg picks it up and throws it behind the net. Up to Pesca. Pesca just bounces it off the boards. It's a race for the puck, but that's going to be an icing call, even though both Nelson and Honor would have won that race. Face-off down in the Bandit zone, and ST wins that one. Shea with the shot, goes off of a stick. Black trying to get it out, goes off of body up, and Harris picks it up down below the goal line. Harris gets pinned up against the boards. ST comes away with it, knocked away by Black. And Black manages to get it out of the zone, picked up by 13, over to Shea, number 12. She tries to chip that one in, and Birch now with it. Birch over to the far side to Harris. Harris walks out, gets it up to Marvisi. Marvisi skates it in, hands that one off to Black. Black spins away and passes it to nobody up at the point. Picked up by number 3. Shot, save Lincoln, but that took a weird bounce off of her glove. Backhanded up to Pfeiffer, and she wasn't able to handle that one. It grenades off her stick. Picks it back up, had it knocked away from her. And thrown back down low. Number 6 with it, down below the goal line. Pinned up against the boards by Harris. Birch again with it. Gets it up to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer tries to backhand it up, and that's taken from her. And STE, a little bit of a mistake. They end up outside of the zone. Brought it back in by number 34 towards the front of the net. Harris there, and puck is covered up by Lincoln in kind of an awkward position. So we get another stoppage of play at the 10:58 mark of the second period. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. That helps us. We are eking our way up to 800 subscribers, which is pretty darn good for a channel like this. Takes a bounce off of Beam's stick. And STE gets control of it. Chips it out. Berg gets it and throws it right back into the STE zone. Number 21 picks it up Backhands it over to number 19, McCormack. Beam battling for it. 25 gets it, carries it up through the neutral zone. Puck still bouncing around and over to the far point. Shot on, stopped up front. And STE they sped up their game a little bit. Centering pass over to the far corner. Beam gets it and rims it all the way around to the near side. Rigolizzo blew a tire and not able to get it out. Beam knocked it away from the STE player. And like I said, this game is definitely getting a little more physical. Peterson picks it up behind the net, throws it up the near side boards, and little bumping and crashing. Finally thrown all the way down, and that one goes just a hair wide of the net. I don't know if the goalie actually initially saw it coming her way. 9:24 left in the second period. Still nothing on the board except for penalties. Face off to the right of Lincoln, won by STE, thrown down low. Harris picks it up down below the goal line. Harris with it, had it knocked away, but batted in by Honor. Honor with it, hands it off to Nelson. Nelson back to Honor. Honor at the point, shot towards the net, redirected wide. Pesca not able to get to it first. Knocked up and out. Honor gathers it up. And Honor to Pesca, they weren't able to connect on that pass. Carried in by number 3, Bishop. She takes it down low, down below the goal line. Up and out. And a race to get to the puck. Number 21 gets to it first. Rimmed it around over to the near side. Pesca there. Picks it up. Gets it over to Honor. Honor with a shot. Nelson there. Oh, that one almost rolled in. I don't know if it would have counted if it had, because Nelson grabbed that out of the air. But the defender there for STE knocked it out of harm's way after it got past the goaltender. So we're at the 8:23 mark of the second period. Nothing on the board yet. Black gets pinned up against the boards. Pfeiffer in to help out. Off the back boards over to the near side. Peterson gets it and throws it back down low. And Black in battling for it now up against the back boards. Marvisi in to help out. Black comes away with it. Looking to put that one in the short side, not able to do much with it. Pfeiffer with it, back to the point to Peterson. Peterson throws it down low. Black picks it up in the corner and just bats it up the boards. And STE comes away with it, throws it all the way down. That is going to be just wide of the net, so we get an icing call at the 7:30 mark of the second period. Shot towards the net. Picked up by Beam, but she gets pinched up against the boards. Back to the point. Harris with it now. Over to the far side. Goes off the heel of Birch's stick, but she picks it up on the half wall. Had it knocked off her stick. STE gets it, carries it up and out, and lobs it into the Bandit zone. Puck stalls out down below the goal line. Harris with it. Comes flying up through the neutral zone. Lobs it in. It ends up bouncing wide of the net. Harris battling to get to it. Rigolizzo comes in to help out. Back to the point. Mackenzie Peterson shot just wide of the net. Birch keeps that one in off the skate of number 32 and stays in the zone. Over to Birch. Birch just chips that one in. Thrown down low. And Nelson comes in battling for it off the near side boards. Berg there to knock it away. STE does come away with it. Knocked away from number 20. Pesca carries it in. Tries to get it over to Honor, just a little bit ahead of her. Back to the point to Berg. Berg not able to handle that. Bandits have to reset. And chased down by Nelson. That's going to be an icing call, though. They were a little too deep in their zone. And we got a stoppage of play and a face-off down in the Bandit zone off of a icing. 5:38 left in the second period. Still nothing on the board. Neither team able to get a distinct advantage in this. Down below the goal line, Black battling for it now. She gets pinned up against the boards. Picked up by Harris. Harris with it. Long pass over to the far side. Marvisi gets not able to get to that pass. That was by Pfeiffer, I believe. Birch now with it. Marvisi picks it up. She carries that one in. Shot towards the net. Glove save by the goaltender. And we get another stoppage of play. Picked up by Beam off of the face-off. And Rigolizzo gets bumped into the goaltender in the crease for sure. And we get another stoppage of play. Face-off taken by Peterson, Mackenzie Peterson. She wins that but does not get to it first. Chip down low. Mackenzie Peterson now with it up the far side, just lobs it into the zone. She gets bumped up against the boards, up and out, and the Bandits have to chase it down in their own zone. Nobody really seems to want to chase that puck down. Callie Peterson gets to it first. And kept in by Shea. Shot on. Lincoln save. And we get another stoppage of play. And a face-off just to the left of Lincoln at the 4:07 mark of the second period. Again, no scoring in this game. Tightly contested. Not a whole lot of shots. Now we got a race for the puck. Pesca gets to it first. Shot. And a save by the goaltender. Had a little 2-on-1, and Pesca did not waste time getting that shot off. Just blasted it right into the goaltender, hoping to catch her off guard. Face-off in the STE zone, just to the left of the goaltender. Nelson wins that race off the face-off, but has her stick lifted. Honor now with it. She carries that one in. Leaves it for Nelson. A little redirection up front, and Pesca with it now. Back to Harris. Harris not able to handle that. It pops up out of the zone. She gets it back, and a little battle right on the blue line there. STE comes away. Bishop carries that one in towards Lincoln, picked up by Honor. Honor with a little backhand pass. Shot up over the net by McCormack. Off the near side boards. Chipped up, but kept in by STE. Honor again with it. She tried to get it up to Nelson. They do not connect. Honor steals that one. Had it knocked off her stick. Almost had one right there. Another opportunity, not a goal. Harris with it now. Carries it in, throws it on net. The goaltender just covers that up, not giving up a rebound, and we get another stoppage of play with 2:45 left in the second period. Very, very tightly contested game. No advantage, either team. And we are still with goose eggs on the board. Black out with Marvisi. Marvisi with a shot, and that's redirected wide. Another one. That was a pass by Peterson. And Pfeiffer with a little redirection over the shoulder into the back of the net over number 35, the goaltender for STE. Great redirection there. Wurspan rejoins the team on the ice. That's good news. So first blood drawn towards the end of the second period by the Bandits. Pfeiffer getting that first goal. Another shot, save Lincoln, and Lincoln stands tall. The Lincoln wall does not let a goal in. And so we stay at 1-0 so far. All right, face off to the right of Lincoln. Harris throws it up, but there's a whole bunch of STE players right there at the point. Shot, save, picked up by Beam. Beam backhands it up, not out, picked off by 32. 32 with it off the half wall, back to 16. She bobbles that one. Beam now with it. She carries it in. On a breakaway, shot at a goal! Beam extends the Bandits' lead, and we get another goal. So that puts the score at 2-0. Bandits up over STE White. Pfeiffer with goal number 1, assisted from Peterson. And Callie Beam with goal number 2, unassisted. Puck ends up behind the net. Birch battling for it. Harris comes away with it. Lincoln took exception to get number 34 getting in her face. 24, sorry. Over to Harris. Harris hits Honor, gets it over to Pesca. Pesca carries it in, rolls off the end of her stick. Backhanded back to Pesca. Chip down low. Nelson tried to pass that one out, and it was stolen by number 2. STE controlled it just for a little bit in their own zone. Nelson gets it back. Leaves it for Pesca. Pesca not able to handle that. Off the boards. Goes off of Berg's skate, but ends up out of the zone. Number 24 with it for STE off the glass. Side glass and chipped down low and into the zone by number 6. Callie Peterson gets the puck. Hands it off to Pesca. Pesca throws that one up. Picked off by number 16. And ends up in the near side corner, right on the half wall. Puck still bouncing around and backhanded up and out by Honor. Chased down by number 25. Knocked away by Berg. Berg with it. Shot towards the net. Pfeiffer not able to get to that. Knocked out of harm's way by number 16. Stolen by Black. And finally chipped back out. That horn, it signals the end of the second period. 2 goals scored. Pfeiffer with the first one, assisted from Peterson, and Callie Beam with a breakaway goal late in that second period. Bandits up 2-0 over STE White, and we will be back shortly for the start of the third and final period of the game. Thanks again for joining us. Don't go away. We still got some more hockey to be played. Start of the third and final frame of the game. Marvisi gets the puck in, over to the far corner. Batted it down low, chased down by Beam. Black battling for it down below the goal line. Marvisi there to help out. And thrown up and out. Harris snakes that one. Up to Black. Black chips it in, but that ends up over the boards and glass and just wide of the bench itself. So we get a stoppage of play and a face-off in the neutral zone right in front of the STE bench. 14:26 left in the third period. Bandits up 2-0 in this game so far. Over to the near side, picked up by 20. 20 carries it down low, looks to hand it off. Shot towards the net. Somehow that goes through the crease, a bunch of bodies, and ends up still wide of the net. Another shot, save Lincoln, as that one was more of a being in the right position than a fast play, as that goes off the leg pad of Lincoln. But I do think it caught her off guard. Another shot and a save by Lincoln at the 13:59 mark of the third period. Puck sitting right in the crease. STE comes away with it towards the net. Oh, Birch almost redirected it herself. past Lincoln, but Lincoln was in the right position again. Puck taken behind the net. Number 32 with it. Picked up by Berg. Berg chips it up the boards, and it's out of the zone. Back to number 6. 6 gets it and just lobs it in. Rims around all the way over to the far side. Picked up by Berg. Berg over to Birch. Birch with it. Up to Pesca. Pesca, quick change of direction. Over to the far boards. Nelson picks that one up. She gets hounded. Two of the girls turned into each other, and one from STE got the worst of that one. STE controls it off the far side. Birch there with it now. Backhander off the boards. Chipped up and out by Pesca. Up to Honor. Honor with it. And shot by Nelson, and somehow that ended up wide of the net. Beam comes flying in. Gets control of it. Beam with it. Back to Pesca. Pesca walks out. Walks to the front. Shot and off a body up front. Beam gets it back. Shot towards the net. Ends up going wide. Peterson battling for it down low. Marvisi comes in. Not able to get a handle on it. Knocked away. Peterson now with it. And we have an offsides as Black was not able to get to the blue line. I think Peterson jumped the gun a little bit. And so we get another stoppage of play at the 11:53 mark of the third period. Again, thanks for joining us. The current score is 2-0 with the Bandits up over the STE white team. Icing call on STE, and we have a face-off down in the STE zone just to the right of the goaltender at the 11:48 mark of the third period. Pfeiffer taking the draw out with Black and Marvisi. Won by STE. STE off the backboards, and Pfeiffer there battling for it. Up to number 25, she gets around Birch. Birch with a diving stick, able to get it out of harm's way. And McCormack just chips that into the far corner. Shot saved by Lincoln. Good position there by her. Harris with it now. Takes the bounce right over the stick of McCormack. Down Pfeiffer with it now. She tries to get to the front of the net, not able to do so. Backhanded behind the net. McCormack picks it up, chips it off the boards, and not able to get it out as the Bandits were right there. Over to the near side corner. Wearspan's back on the ice. Battle right in that corner. Wearspan came away with it temporarily. STE gets it though. Downey carries that in. That's number 34. Shot towards the net. Kick save by Lincoln. Peterson carrying it up now, and she just lobs it in, goes for a change. Rigolizzo racing for it, but gets beat out. Gets around the STE player, picks the puck up, and Pesca just backhands it down low. Rigolizzo to Pesca, shot, and that one hit something up front and ends up wide of the net. Pesca picks it up now in the near side corner. Chipped up to Peterson. Peterson back to Pesca. Pesca gets it down low. Up to Nelson, to Honor, and Pesca not able to gather that one up. Another shot towards the net. Hits a couple bodies in front. Couple players get dumped. Nelson and I can't tell who that was, were just having a physical battle down there And I think Nelson got the best of her. .939, we have a penalty being called. Nelson going to the box for a rough. And we're going to have a face-off down in the Bandit zone. Bandits on a penalty kill. This is the opportunity for STE to get back in the game. Birch with it, chipped off the boards, and that one ends up popping up out of the zone. Honor with it. She couldn't find that puck. It went way up in the air, and she was looking around for it. STE gets control of it again. And chipped in, but that's going to be offsides at the 9:16 mark. Offsides on STE. Faceoff will come out into the neutral zone on the Bandits penalty kill. Birch gets it, backhands it up the boards. Not out by Harris. McCormack with it, shot off of Lincoln. Not cleared, off of a body in front and over to the far half wall. Honor with it. Gets it up to Pesca. Pesca with it now. Carries it down into the STE zone. Pesca is hounded by a couple of the STE players, not able to do much, waiting for a little bit of help. Beam battling for it now. She's going against two of the players down there, trying to waste time. 48 seconds left on the power play. Shot, and that one right over the shoulder of Lincoln and in the far corner of the net. Great shot by STE's number 3 as she puts it over in the back of the net over Lincoln's shoulder. That brings the score 2-1. That is a power play goal. Bandits are back at full strength. But now we got a 1-goal game instead of a 2. STE wins that faceoff. Wearspan with a good move to get control of the puck. Shot wide of the net over to the far side. Picked up by Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo snakes in between one of the STE players and the boards. STE does come away with it. Wearspan with it. Shot, and she didn't have a whole lot of room to make that one. And Wearspan is just getting beat up a little bit this weekend. Shot and saved by Lincoln. We get another stoppage of play. Sorry, I had to cough, and I didn't want to cough on everybody, so you don't need to be listening to me doing that. Yeah, no kidding. Face-off just to the left of Lincoln. STE wins that one. Chip down low. Another shot on. Kick saved by Lincoln. Harris not able to get to it. Gets bodied out. Another one right there, and we get a little bit of pushing, and Lincoln stands tall, not letting anything past her. No goal. Face-off down in the zone just to the right of Lincoln now at the 7:18 mark of the third period. STE is going to start pushing the pace a little bit of this game, trying to get the Bandits back on their heels. As they should. Off the far boards. Not out. Chipped up to Pesca by Honor. Pesca tries to hit Nelson, a little too far ahead of her though. Honor with it, bounced off the boards. Left for Nelson. Nelson backhands it down low to Harris. Harris gets pinched up against the boards, not able to get much on it. Off the far boards and out. And there is goal number 2 for STE, tying the game up. Around Lincoln, number 20, a little deke, gets Lincoln to bite and then goes around her, assisted by number 32. That puts us back even. That's how the game started. And because this is the third place game, it can't end in a tie. It's going to have to end in one team actually getting a game-winning goal. Black, Pfeiffer, and Marvisi out. Marvisi with it now. Carries it in, gets around one of the STE players. And chase back down. Marvisi battling for it down below the goal line. Black with it, bounced off the boards and out. Marvisi now with it. Gets it over to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer with it. Shot, saved the goaltender, and knocked away by number 2, I believe that was. Number 12, that was Shea that knocked it away. Black gets it and just throws it back in on net. Bandits go for a change. Peterson not able to get to it. 21 carries it down. Off the stick of Rigolizzo. Rigolizzo using her body. Number 21 with it. Shot, glove saved by Lincoln, and she does not give up a rebound. 5:29 left in the third period. Some good chances there by both sides, but neither team able to bury it. Still tied at 2. Back to the point. McCormack shot off a body in front over to the far corner. Rigolizzo not able to get a stick on it. She gets bodied out. McCormack with it. Shot, blocker save over to the far side. Rigolizzo with it again. Does get it out this time. Shot towards the net and saved by Lincoln. Picked back up by STE off of a stick. And Peterson now with it. Tries to get it over to Wearspan. Wearspan overskates it. Harris not able to get control of it. Now Birch with it. Up to Nelson. Nelson gets it to Honor. Honor brings it in. Off the half wall. Nice shot by Honor. Sneaky one. Puck's bouncing around. Birch with it. Another shot. Rebound. But saved. Nelson again with it. Back to Birch. Birch walks off the wall. Pesca with it. And she keeps it in and throws it back down low. Nelson now with it. Over to Honor. Honnor's shot, and that hit a body in front. Picked up by number 20, carries it up the far side. Nelson with a little bit of a forearm shiver there. Beam picks it up in the near side corner, had it knocked away from her. And we have a rough being called on STE. That's going to put the Bandits on a power play. Number 2 going to the sin bin. McCormack with it. Back to Harris. Harris controlling it at the point over to the far side. Marvisi with it. Shot towards the net, saved by the goaltender, and we get a stoppage of play. 3:39 left in the third period. Bandits need to put a little more pressure on in this power play, really try and sink it now when they have an opportunity. It's going to be a little more difficult later. Picked up by STE, thrown all the way back down into the Bandits zone. Harris chases that one down. Harris with it. Marvisi picks it up, carries it in, and a little backhand pass. And that one chips up and into the STE bench, so we get another stoppage of play. And a face-off just to the left of the STE goaltender. Thanks again for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We are back here at the Blaine Super Rink for this third place game between the Bandits and STE. Yesterday's game was a 2-1 win for the Bandits, so a pretty tightly contested game. And fired out by STE and all the way down. Lincoln comes out of her net to set up Peterson with it. Off the near side boards to Honor. Honor with it. Nelson now with it. Shot wide of the net. Picked up by Honor. Back to Peterson. Peterson with the shot. Nelson gets it back to Harris at the point. Shot. Another save by the goaltender and covered up by number 35. Or 34, I can't tell. Whatever the goaltender's is. 35. Good couple of flurry of saves there by her, and we stay at 2 apiece for this game. Honor taking the draw out with Nelson and Pesca still. And Birch not able to keep that one in. Off the boards to Pesca. Pesca tried to hit Nelson. She had her stick lifted, was not able to get to the puck. Honor with a right up front with a shot off the glass and out. Rimmed around and chased down by Honor. Honor with it now. Off to Marvisi and with a nice little stutter step there. And we get a hand pass being called, but Marvisi with a great stutter step, able to pull the trigger on that after faking out a couple of the STE players. So far, we are tied. A minute 42 left in regulation for this game. I hope they don't do a shootout to determine that. That's a horrible way to win a second or third place game, or championship or third place game. Marvisi gets mugged and not able to get control of the puck. Stolen by Berg, sorry. Berg carries it in, tries to hand it off, and they do not connect with Pfeiffer. Picked up behind the net, around Harris. Shea picks it up, shot towards the net. Up to Pesca. Pesca carries it in. And she had her pocket picked there, chipped up and out. Nelson gets thrown down by number 32, and both referees' arms shot up. That is going to be a power play against, or a power play for the Bandits with 29 seconds left in the game, or in regulation. Nelson's been getting into it with a couple of the players there. A little bit of back and forth. chipped up the boards, back to the point, shot towards the net, and puck is saved, but I don't think the goaltender knew exactly where it was. Harris gets it down, tried to hit Nelson right in the slot. That just missed her by a little bit. Back up to the boards. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pesca needs to take the shot, and that one's wide. She whiffed on the first one, tried to get the second one, and that does it for regulation. We are tied. I don't know if we're going to a shootout or we're playing 4-on-4 or what. We'll see here at the start of whatever the overtime is going to be. But we are taking a little bit of a vocal break, so don't go anywhere. We still got the remainder. We still got an overtime to be played or a shootout, one or the other. We do not know which. All right, 4-on-3 overtime, I guess, is what the refs are saying. There is still 1:31 left in the Bandits power play. Let's see if the Bandits can actually finish off the game with the man advantage, or woman advantage, I guess. We'll be back shortly. All right, let's see what it's going to look like. I think the refs are just verifying. Special thanks this weekend to my cameraman, Blake, who otherwise was just a freeloader on the weekend, so he did work and get his trip paid for. So it looks like we're looking at a 4-on-3. I believe is what we're going to see. They're saying switch ends. So we're just waiting for everything to get figured out by the officials, and then we'll be ready for the start of the third period. It looks like 4-on-3 for 5 minutes. I suspect it's probably going to go down to 3-on-3 after the penalty's over if we get that far. Beam with it. She carries it in. Centering pass back to the point. Honor over to Pesca. Pesca with a shot, and that one ends up in the back of the net. Bandits win in OT 3-2. Pesca from Honor in the back of the net. That does it for this game. Thanks again for joining us. That was a really short OT, 15 seconds? But that does it. Bandits win. They are the third place in this tournament, the 19U Open Division. They definitely looked a little rusty starting the first game. Looked a lot better this one. In the meantime, have a good rest of your Sunday. We'll see you back here. I think beginning of June, we have a tournament here in back in Minnesota, so we'll be back for those. Might start trying to do some more stuff with some of the cameras to see what else we might be able to do. Might do one of the beer league games coming up. I don't know. That one could be funny because we can get really crazy with the beer league games. In the meantime, everybody have a good Sunday, and we will see you for the next game, whenever that might be.